a hero's welcome here for Nick Colucci, the former ACW heavyweight champion, ending the year-long reign of one Justin Red, but tonight finds himself in unfamiliar territory as he goes one-on-one with Brody King.
Yeah, I really think that Brody King and all of these outside superstars, all of these outside guests, I feel like they might be underestimating this ACW town a little bit. We have the best in the state, and Brody King has his work cut out for him with Oshkosh's favorite son, Nick Colucci.
Originally scheduled to be Nick Colucci versus Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston had to go underneath the knife, a sports hernia surgery. Hopefully one day we'll have that dream match here again at the Water City Wrestling Con, but when life hands you lemons, you got to make yourself lemonade, and what a hellacious matchup this is going to be.
Nick Colucci's opponent weighs in at 285 pounds. From Van Nuys, California, he's a member of the House of Black, and he's 1/3 of the AEW Trios Champions, Brody King.
You see Brody King and you see Nick Colucci, you would think these two guys would get along, they would hang out at a local establishment, have a couple ITAs, but tonight they're colliding head-on in the middle of the ring, one-on-one, and this one should be unadulterated violence.
Yeah, as Nick Colucci always says, he is built for violence, and I'd be hard-pressed to find someone other than Brody King also built for that kind of violence. Two very similar styles here with Brody King and Nick Colucci, very hard-hitting and can be very fast-paced even for their size and for their strength. As I said before, ACW always over-delivering under less than ideal circumstances. What a matchup. I never thought I'd see Brody King eye to eye with one of the originals, Oshkosh's favorite son, Nick Colucci.
Yeah, Nick Colucci, there is no imitation in his eyes here. It's a stare down between him and Brody King, and Colucci trying to one-up King right away with that chop, and yeah, that might have just agitated Brody King here.
Colucci not scared of Brody King whatsoever. We know Colucci would never back down from a fight, but neither does Brody King. We're in for a hard-hitting matchup. Doesn't even flinch. Oh my word.
Yeah, Brody King almost chopped the chest right off of Nick Colucci there. And we know Nick Colucci's on that until the wheels fall off tour. The wheels might fall off here.
And I mean, no bigger place to do it, but I think Nick Colucci would love nothing more than to have one of the biggest wins of his career with an established AEW superstar in Brody King.
Well, a headbutt there from Nick Colucci right to the pec, and Colucci now just trying to tee off. Ooh, but Brody King.
This might be a slugfest. Who wants it more? Who has more heart? Who has more will to win?
Oh, big forearm there from Nick Colucci.
Like we said, Colucci will never back down from a fight, even against an opponent like Brody King. Oh my God.
Yeah, you can see the flash bulbs going off all over the arena here. As the action spilling to the outside. King now sending Colucci right into the steel guardrail.
Not somewhere you want to be with Brody King. Brody King knows how to use every inch of this arena to his advantage.
Current Trios champion in All Elite Wrestling.
Oh my God.
Oh, Colucci though firing back.
That was almost right to the throat of Brody King. But that might be the route that Colucci has to take in this match. Maybe taking a couple shortcuts here just to get the advantage.
Yeah, we saw Cypher do that as well against Eric Redbeard. Colucci, you know, he never really takes a lot of side roads, you know? He's always going to go head-on, face first.
He's always going to be someone that is a valiant fighter, a fair fighter, but will give you his all. Like we said, in a situation like this, you might have to take a couple shortcuts to get the advantage.
Oh, right into the steel guardrail again there.
Nearly knocking into all of the front row crowd there, our ACW VIPs. Oh, strong headbutt, knocking Brody King to the barricade. And another.
Yeah, this has got to tickle your fancy as a fan of extreme wrestling here, Luke.
Yeah, as a fan of extreme wrestling, and a fan of Japanese wrestling as well. Those kind of go hand in hand, kind of depending on who you're talking to and what you're watching. But that hard-hitting style of extreme wrestling, the hard-hitting style of Japan wrestling, something I always love. And ring announcer Scott getting out of the way, a smart move.
Yeah, Brody King just absolutely inviting Nick Colucci to do his best here and unleash the violence he is known for.
Brody King breaking the count, but not himself. Oh my gosh, on the hardest part of the apron.
Choke slam there, rattling the spine of Nick Colucci. And you're seeing a demon absolutely unleashed here in Brody King.
Now Brody King might think this is child's play, coming to ACW to take on one of the most popular stars.
Brody King's telling the front row to move out of the way.
There is no way. There is no way.
Yeah, Nick Colucci there getting back up to the ring apron in a nick of time and actually colliding there with Brody King.
Oh, this apron, a dangerous place to be.
Oh, he's thinking perhaps for a brain buster on the apron. Oh!
Oh my, that was right on the ribs. It just hyperextended that arm up.
Yeah, it's a the worst kept secret in the business, really. Nick Colucci was involved in a title opportunity over in La Crosse last night as well, making back-to-back big-time matches here. Brody King definitely knew that and targeting the same arm that was worked on last night.
Smart strategy from Brody King, a seasoned champion in All Elite Wrestling with the House of Black. Oh my.
Just ripping the shirt right off of Nick Colucci. The disrespect there from Brody King.
With that wheels fall off tour shirt, I guess throwing it to a fan, so maybe making good on it, but he wants to inflict violence. Oh my.
You know Nick Colucci probably wanted to sell that shirt though.
I guess so.
Irish whip in a corner.
Oh, what a hard whip, and down goes Colucci.
Yeah, chest first there. Colucci's been in wars before, a veteran of the War Games match. Been in every battle you could imagine here in ACW, but I don't think he's ever had a challenge quite like Brody King.
I don't think so either. Brody King, size advantage, height advantage, exposure advantage, being on national television on nearly a weekly basis.
He's younger, he's hungrier, in better physical condition.
Nick Colucci, like we said on that wheel, until the wheels fall off tour, and we think those wheels might have just went out from under him right there.
Yeah, that big boot caught him right between the eyes. Brody King has been in control of this one. Now just toying with Nick Colucci.
Oh, grabbing the beard.
What do you got, Nick?
And Brody just inviting Colucci to give him everything he's got.
Yeah, there's no quit here in Nick Colucci.
Come on!
Brody King wants all of Nick Colucci here. Oh my God.
Absolutely rocking the skull of Colucci. And now being choked on the rope there. Colucci's face turning purple.
Brody taking an advantage there, just like Colucci was trying to do maybe a little bit earlier, taking a couple shortcuts to get the advantage. Oh my God. God, every time Brody King just unleashes that offense, I can feel it in the booth here.
Now Brody King just twisting the neck and the skull here of Nick Colucci, looking to just rip it clear off his shoulders.
Nothing technical about this, just a brawl.
Yeah, that seated abdominal stretch, now just pounding him. Brody King, an absolute mauler in the ring.
Nick Colucci trying to get the crowd in his corner here. The momentum needs to swing back to him very, very soon if he's going to be the winner of this matchup tonight.
Yeah, Colucci was able to get out of that seated abdominal stretch, now trying gallantly to try to create some distance between him and Brody King here. That size advantage again. Brody King just bringing down that forearm across the upper back.
Absolutely no quit in Nick Colucci, but that hard-hitting offense from both men. Just a matter of who's going to get the upper hand for a little bit longer.
Yeah, Colucci, I think he's got Brody King rocked. He caught him with that right hand right on the eye. And Colucci now perhaps looking for the brain buster here, trying to bust out the big guns.
It'd be a task to get Brody King up for that brain buster.
Might have been a desperation brain buster attempt.
Oh, sidestep, and a German. Down goes Brody King, but right back up.
Oh, Brody King, the discus forearm there, absorbing the rebound German off the ropes. And I don't think we've seen Nick Colucci manhandled like this in quite some time.
I don't think so either. But Nick Colucci still with the advantage, and a spear. Down goes Brody King.
Yeah, Nick Colucci catching Brody King in the midsection with that rolling spear. Now up on his
the
shoulders.
power of Nick Colucci. Oh, but Brody King with a sleeper going right behind.
Brody King looking to choke out Nick Colucci here in the middle of the ring, trying to zap all the life out of him. Ooh, spins him around though.
Maybe a brainbuster of his own. But he's up with the brainbuster is Nick Colucci. What a move.
All heart here from Nick Colucci, hitting that brain buster, but he's got to try to pinfall attempt here. Ooh, Brody King kicking out at 2.
Not a ton of pinfall attempts here so far, just a lot of hard-hitting, brawling action here at Water City Wrestling Con.
No quit in either one of these combatants in this matchup.
And you're only going to get this type of action with ACW Wisconsin.
And the crowd here at the Oshkosh Convention Center trying to get behind Nick Colucci. It's Brody King though.
They are temple to temple, forehead to forehead.
Just trading forearms here. Brody King, what a hellacious striker. And Colucci now, oh.
This is a fight.
Yeah, the adrenaline pumping through the veins here of Colucci. Same with Brody King. Just taking off Colucci's head there with that clothesline. Oh, Colucci dropping to a knee. Brody King perhaps looking for the powerbomb here. Oh, what a European style uppercut there.
Uppercut. Just rocking Brody King, but Brody King slipping out again. Follow-away slam.
That was close. That was close.
Oh, the crowd not agreeing with that count. Brody King not agreeing with that count.
Yeah, I think Brody King could have a little bit of a umbrage with the referee after this one. Win, lose, or draw. That was as close as going to get, Luke.
Never been closer here. What a 2.9 if I've ever seen it.
Somehow, some way, Nick Colucci found a sliver of hope and kicked out there. And Brody King might be a little frustrated here. What is it going to take to put away Nick Colucci?
Like we said, Nick Colucci doesn't have an ounce of quit in him. If he loses, it might have to be because of a knockout. Putting him to sleep. Nick Colucci will never quit.
Brody King now looking for the exclamation point here. Perhaps the superplex.
Saw this earlier from Cypher and Redbeard to no avail. Let's see if we can get something here. Oh, down goes Brody King. Nick Colucci with the advantage.
That's the problem there with that superplex. You really kind of expose yourself. Colucci now looking for the moonsault.
Oh, just misses that moonsault. What athleticism, though.
And Brody King again with that clothesline. Hooks the leg here.
And another kick out at 2. Again, no quit in Nick Colucci. I'd be surprised if there was a pinfall victory over Nick Colucci tonight.
Yeah, Brody King thought he had him there with that clothesline. He took Colucci right out of his boots.
Brody King trying to get fire up here, wants to finish off Nick Colucci.
Oh, what a cannonball in the corner.
What a cannonball. Nick Colucci, this might be the end. This might be it. The wheels might be falling off right here, folks.
Oh, Jesus.
And that's it, folks.
That devastating hell pile driver, my goodness, from the shoulders down to the canvas in a heartbeat.
An absolutely hard-hitting match from these two men, and I don't think there's a single person on this earth that could have kicked out of that move. Nick Colucci gave it his all against a superstar in Brody King. He has nothing to be ashamed of.
Absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. Brody King picking up a victory against the heart and soul of Oshkosh, and in doing so, won the respect of the fans here at ringside.
Everyone showing their respect to Brody King.
Not the way you envision the night going if you're Nick Colucci, but Colucci giving it his all here, Luke. I know you have a special place in your heart for Nick Colucci. Nick Colucci, your trainer, your mentor.
Mentor of mine, and I can't even express the respect I have for that man. A well-traveled veteran. He's honest, he's loyal, he's hardworking, and he's dedicated to the craft of professional wrestling. And because of that, he is Oshkosh's favorite son. Again, nothing to be ashamed of in a match against a superstar like Brody King.
Well, coming up next, though, the ACW Heavyweight Championship on the line, as the challenger, Salem Crane, will be getting his hands on the ACW Heavyweight Champion, Drake Daniels.
A big match there for the ACW Heavyweight Championship. We'll see if Salem Crane can regain that title that he won right here last year at ACW Water City Wrestling Con.
Or will it be the Daniels show from start to finish? We'll find out here next at the Water City Wrestling Con.